This 2009 installment of the franchise cost $150 million to make. It made $385.7 million at the box office. Hi, I'm an actor, writer, sometimes Hollywood insider.
I'm reviewing movies that maybe you missed on their first time around.
My name is Spike Harville, but my friends call me Spike. Star Trek: The Future Begins, directed by J.J. Abrams, is the 11th film based on the characters invented by Gene Roddenberry. This franchise of spaceships and monsters was conceived in 1964 as a Western. Well, a Western in outer space. Inspired by the popular TV Western series Wagon Train, well, it was pitched to TV executives as Wagon Train to the Stars. The first episode of Star Trek actually aired 2 years later in September of 1966. Today, millions of people still love Captain Kirk, Spock, and who doesn't know Beam Me Up Scotty? This is the prequel. This is the who, what, where, when, why, and how of the Starship Enterprise and her stellar crew. Each character is, in my estimation, perfectly cast. With that exception, each is true to the character, the legend, and the folklore. That folklore that we know and love, while pulling off the almost impossible feat of bringing new traits, twists, and new life to those roles. James Kirk is a kid out of control with a chip on his shoulder.
I couldn't believe it when the bartender told me who you are.
Why are you talking to me, man?
Your father was captain of a starship for 12 minutes. He saved 800 lives, including yours. I dare you to do better. Enlist in Starfleet.
Kirk excels at the Academy while rubbing everybody the wrong way and is very close to being thrown out when Spock accuses him of cheating on a test. That disciplinary action is halted as the entire cadet class is called into sudden conflict. A Romulan captain, Nero, is jumping his ship through wormholes and out of time and space and changing the order of things. He's chasing an older Spock, played by Leonard Nimoy, as you would expect. Spock had failed in his attempt to save the planet Romulus, and in retribution, Captain Nero wants to destroy the planet Vulcan using red matter taken from Spock's own ship. Red matter, it seems, can implode and cause a black hole, and I don't have to tell you how much damage one of those things can do. The Enterprise, which is, as you know, the flagship of the Federation, is suddenly crewed almost entirely by cadets when Captain Pike is kidnapped by Nero. Side note, ask a Marine, they'll tell you, you don't rise to the occasion, you fall back on your training. With no time to head back to regroup with the rest of the Starfleet Armada, the Enterprise must pursue the superior ship. There's a lot of time jumping in this movie. The younger alternative reality Spock, who is captain of the Enterprise, maroons the young James T. Kirk on an ice planet where he's saved from being dinner to a very ugly creature by the older Spock of the prime reality, not the alternate reality. Both Spocks have very important roles to play, and their personal story is pivotal to the plot. Principal photography took almost 5 months, from the beginning of November 2007 to the end of March 2008. The film was shot in various locations around California and Utah. The director, J.J. Abrams, is not a huge fan of green screen and really wanted the practical sets and real locations to look as real as possible, and, well, they're real, so they look great. To keep throngs of Trekkies and Trekkers from pulling a tribble, it was shot under the fake working title name, Corporate Headquarters. Industrial Light and Magic used digital ships for the film, as opposed to the previous films which used models. Following the success of the film, his cast members all signed on for 2 more sequels, making Star Trek the first of a planned trilogy, with Abrams returning as a director. So, how does it rate? Actors and filmmakers, speaking of alternate realities, gave it 5 stars. Normal People and Family gave it 4 stars. I really loved the characters, and I have no regrets regarding any of the cast. It's as fine a cast as they could have done, and they do the legend justice. I also appreciated the continuity. It's a prequel, and so many small details are there for the discerning eye. What comes to mind is when Kirk, Sulu, and a third member whose name escapes me are sent down to the planet's surface to disable a laser drill. The third member, wearing the red jumpsuit, is killed. Those of you who followed the original series know that more often than not, the guy in the red shirt with no name was always killed on the planet's surface. Galaxy Quest did a fabulous send-up of that fact. The alternate universe, the alternate timeline, the old Spock, the new Spock, the revenge story was all new and fresh the first time I saw it. But I felt like it lost some punch or continuity through my second viewing. The second time around it seemed less intriguing and mysterious and just a little bit more convoluted and distracting. It's still a fabulous film though, and I give it 4.5 stars. Please visit my blog and leave a comment. Hi, I'm an actor, writer, sometimes Hollywood insider.
I'm reviewing movies that maybe you missed on their first time around.
My name is Dan Harville, but my friends call me Spike.